Hello, soap fans. It's us, your friends at TV Days Drama Digest, here to dive into the juiciest theories and most tantalizing mysteries from days of our lives. Today, we're putting the spotlight on one of Salem's most perplexing new arrivals, Doug 3. At first glance, he appeared to be a long-lost Horton family member, but as the story unfolds, cracks in his story are becoming harder to ignore. Could Doug 3 actually be a fraud? Is the man in Salem not Doug 3 at all but someone else entirely? And, more importantly, is he the real thief behind the stolen Horton family necklace? Let's break it all down. The arrival of Doug 3, an intriguing stranger with a dark secret. When Doug 3 first arrived in Salem, he introduced himself as Doug's nephew. At first, the Horton family was thrilled to welcome a relative they hadn't seen in years. But fans immediately picked up on something odd. His charm seemed just a little too slick, and his backstory was suspiciously vague. As viewers now know, Doug 3 has been linked to the theft of the precious Horton family necklace, an heirloom with deep sentimental and financial value. The theft sent shockwaves through Salem, but at the time, the blame fell on Stephen, who left town under a cloud of suspicion. However, fans of Days of Our Lives have been piecing together the clues, and all signs point to Doug 3 being the true culprit. Scandal, a twisted web of deception. Doug 3's involvement in the stolen necklace saga is where things get truly murky. After overhearing a conversation between Julie and Chad about Leo Stark's reputation as a fence for stolen jewelry, Doug 3 reportedly approached Leo to sell the necklace. This act raises several questions. How did Doug 3 know about the necklace in the first place? And why was he so prepared to capitalize on it? What makes this story even more suspicious is how effortlessly Doug 3 integrated himself into Salem. No one questioned his sudden arrival or his claim of being Doug's nephew. Even Hope, who checked into Doug 3's story, couldn't find anything amiss, though notably, she never saw a picture of the real Doug 3. Here's where things take a dramatic turn. What if the man claiming to be Doug 3 isn't who he says he is? Consider this: the real Doug 3 is reportedly in prison. What if the man in Salem is actually his cellmate, someone who learned everything he could about Doug 3 during their time together? Armed with details about Doug 3's family and history, this impostor could have decided to assume his identity and head to Salem for a fresh start, or, more likely, to execute a scheme. This theory gains even more weight when you consider the timing of the necklace theft. For someone to plan such a heist, they would need insider knowledge about the Horton family and their prized possessions. It's possible the real Doug 3 shared these details with his cellmate, inadvertently setting the stage for the impostor's arrival in Salem. If Doug 3 is indeed a fraud, the implications for the Horton family are enormous. Not only would they have been duped by a stranger, but they also wrongly accused Stephen of theft, forcing him to leave Salem in disgrace. Julie, in particular, would be devastated to learn that her trust was misplaced, and the family heirloom may already be out of reach. The stakes are even higher when you consider Doug 3's proximity to Leo Stark, a known troublemaker. If Doug 3 sold the necklace to Leo, the chances of it being recovered are slim to none. And with Leo involved, the potential for additional schemes and betrayals only grows. As the storyline develops, fans are left wondering how long it will take for the truth about Doug 3 to come to light. Will Hope revisit her investigation and uncover the discrepancies in Doug 3's story? Could Julie or Chad stumble upon new evidence that reveals his deception? And what will happen if, or when, the real Doug 3 learns that someone has stolen his identity? The answers to these questions could have ripple effects throughout Salem. If Doug 3 is exposed as a fraud, it could lead to a massive confrontation with the Hortons, not to mention legal consequences for his actions. And if the real Doug 3 comes forward, we might finally learn the full story behind his incarceration and how his identity was stolen. The arrival of Doug 3 has brought intrigue, mystery, and plenty of questions to Salem. Is he a long-lost Horton family member who's simply misunderstood? Or is he a cunning impostor, using his knowledge of Doug 3 to weave a web of lies and deception? One thing is certain. This storyline is far from over, and the truth is bound to come out sooner or later. So, what do you think, Days fans? Is Doug 3 who he claims to be, or is he a fraud with ulterior motives? Could his connection to Leo Stark spell even more trouble for Salem? And will the real Doug 3 make an appearance to reclaim his identity? We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.